Okay.
Hi, I'm Gene Farley, a retired family physician who, along with my wife for over 54 years, really recognized the need for some type of universal health care. And my wife, before she died, was working extremely hard for the past 10 years to make sure we could get it in Wisconsin and nationally. And now it's doubly important. We have a president whom, if we give him a good bill, will sign it. The reality is that he cannot fight the insurance companies. The money against it is too big. So we, the people, have to make sure all our legislators, all our senators are on board. Only we can be the people can make the changes. It's a little bit like civil rights. If I were an African American in the 40s and 50s, you know, me getting equal rights laws was politically impossible. And it's finally the people said it has to be politically a reality because that's what our country and Constitution says. And now for health care, we have to make it a political reality. And any politician who says it can't be a political reality should be asked, why do you say that? Because that guarantees it won't be a political reality. And I think finally, since it seems to me most people who are against it don't want facts. They say we want the facts, and they ignore them and give us theology or ideology of socialized medicine. Well, our roads are socialized, our schools are socialized, our fire departments are socialized, and why in the world would we not want to have free, private, independent practices where everybody is covered? And other nations have achieved it. We're the only developed nation that has not figured out how to do it. We have the most expensive, wasteful, chaotic payment system in the world that guarantees waste and inefficiency. Only way we can really get to resolve it is to have a unified single payer who absolutely pays care for everybody, and lots of independent private practices. They can be corporate practices, they can be group practices, but they cannot be for investor profit. We cannot use for investor profit insurance companies, because if I'm a CEO of an insurance company, my job is to maximize profit on Wall Street. Otherwise, you'll get rid of me. And my job is not to make sure people get the care needed. Health insurance companies have no role, should have no role in health care. I want them to make fortunes by my house not burning down, by my car not wrecking. I don't want them to make 1 cent from denying people health care who need it. Let's get rid of this absurd, obscene, administrative, top-heavy, wasteful system of payment so that we can make the most effective use of our health care resources. We have excellent resources. I think it's time that we ask every politician who says the government can do nothing right, then we should ask them, so you're running to prove the government can do nothing right? Or are you running to make sure we, the people, through our government, can do something right? And people have to say our government has to do something right because it's we, the people. We know corporations don't do everything right. Look at the mess we're in now. And it's time that we realize that there's no way for the people to have a say unless we have universal, single-payer type health care that covers everybody without exception, gets rid of the administrative waste, makes the most effective use of our money, and supports the ability of physicians to practice and people to get the care. What it would do for business in this country, in this state, if everybody was covered, you could start your own business. You wouldn't have to worry whether there's coverage, whether you can afford to cover yourself. I have a son who's a carpenter. He has to pay a huge amount of money because he's high risk to get a high deductible, and they don't want to insure any pre-existing condition. I have a son with pre-existing conditions who's trying to start his own business now after having been very heavily involved in business. And the biggest thing that threatens it is he cannot afford the health care coverage because of pre-existing conditions for him and his wife. This is the American way. Don't allow business to grow. We need to allow business to grow and develop. We need to have small businesses, and don't accept any politician telling you it can't be done. Don't anybody saying it's not politically feasible. It's up to us, the people, make it politically feasible. And above all, make sure if somebody says they don't think everybody should have coverage, every politician who says that should be forced to answer who specifically, what individuals or groups who could possibly vote for him does he say should not have as good health care coverage as he or she has.
Hi, you want to do a little signing here?
I take it you're shutting me up.